Hello, everyone, and welcome back. So right off the bat, we're gonna go ahead and upload 17 and 18. 17 is probably gonna go, whenever this comes out, and then 18 is probably gonna go right ahead into the next day, because I know 18 is such an awaited episode. But why don't we just go ahead and just jump into it? Follow the Discord or like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and share it. If you guys are liking the content and everything, how it's going so far, please let me know. It's really important. It actually really motivates me. And at the moment, sorry, I can't do any much about Twitch or anything. My brother moved back in, and let's just say back there behind this green screen, it's a mess. Best way to put it. Anyway, let's just go ahead and just jump into it. Oh, that's right, the whale. Whoa, 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 whoa! So you can lose protections. Every single time, I swear. He gets into so much danger. Oh, damn. Yeah, I think. Restart? That's gonna sound rough, but restart? Stop. Stop. Oof. No. That's adorable. Ren. Okay, I swear, if for some reason, like, everything just restarts and she's not there, I'm just gonna lose my shit. Like, I will walk out. Like, that will be the end of the series, like, right there and then. Especially, like, if she just decides to jump out and, like, boom, he restarts or whatever, and, like, it's him literally in the carriage with Otto. Like, that's it. Sorry, guys. End of the series. Oh, no. Oh, ooh. I don't think there's much you can do right now. What is going on? What? 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 Okay, so I'm gonna try and put this together as like reasonably as I can, right? So when they were in the carriage and something happened, they didn't remember that there was a carriage rider next to them, right? I was about like I that phrase is gonna haunt me for a bit, you know. Especially him saying it like that. Like, how can you forget someone so important that just gave a lot to them? Unless it like literally can just erase you from that world, which is the logical thing here, right? Like who, what, when, where, why. In case like you guys still are wondering, like, how we can break this down. It's like who or what was like, who's in the surroundings, right? So Subaru, Auto, Rem, the white whale, right? What happened? Otto's questioning where Rem is. Why? Because she jumped out into the mist where the whale is. And after a while, just like the carriage rider, they no longer seem to remember that they were there. So that's sort of my like line of thought, right? My questioning thing. Now my main thing is it essentially just like erasing people? And is it erasing people or is it erasing the fragments that we call memories, or how would you call them? Like a recollection of those individuals, right? So like it's essentially like, oh, perfect, I can use my phone, right? So I have my phone, right? And as we're going through this, right? Like, oh, you know what? Like me grabbing my phone, putting it up like this, right? Now the recollection of me actually grabbing my phone and putting it up like this is gone, like the actual phone, right? Is empty. So I can just remember like you picking up my phone or picking up my hand like this. the phone's not there. And my belief is that it happened like this when it in fact was like this. I hope that makes sense, guys. Hopefully. Because yeah, like it's the power of recollection or the power of remembrance is something that's always, it's something that it's still going to get studied down neuropsychology and all of that, right? And it's such an important aspect to look into. And I'm just fascinated by the fact that, if it is going to explore something like this, which is like, what is memory, and what is the what is the impact that memory can have on you as an individual? Let's flip that into a torture sense, right? Because Subaru keeps getting tortured in every single episode that we watch, right? How would it feel for you guys if someone you loved or cared about, um, all of a sudden was just erased? No recollection, no one that you cared about is there to remember them. How messed up would that be for you? So anyway, let's go ahead and continue. Right. Okay, so it is true. My theory is sort of like, oh no. How do you escape this? Actually, that is a good question. Why is it chasing you guys? What? Oh, no, 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 no. I think it might be a little late at this point, bud. A full moon. Wow. So if you're going to talk about tropes and whatnot that the author has really focused on since the very beginning, I think I mentioned this in episode 1 or 2 as a joke, right? And it sort of stuck through. Like, it really has sort of stuck through. Every time that there's a full moon, something bad happens, right? Um, so, yeah, red flag. Best way for me to put it. He survived? Okay, that was shocking. Pobrecito. Like, how do you. Oh, they killed him. Oh, shit. I thought he had gotten away. What happened? Like, why was it held off? I have so many questions here. Oh. Right? That would be so out of character. Indecent. You're one to talk. I have so many questions, and I will process this as we go. It's been great, guys. I love you all. After being persuaded to come back and finish this, because apparently it doesn't end here, that's the only thing I was told. I will, but that took a while. For those of you that were probably like, what? Okay, so Lynn, I gotta break this down in order for it to make sense for me, right? So I thought the whole issue with recollection only happened to those that were in the mist, right? I didn't think it actually just completely erased people's recollection of someone throughout the entirety of the world. Like, what kind of superpower type thing is this? Like that's so broken. That is such a broken. Oh, I'm just This is the best way I can put it. I'm like internally screaming, like this is rough in so many ways. And I'm just guessing this is all just torture for him. and aside from the fact that now he has to deal with the situation at home. So a question that I have, and it might get answered in a bit, and I'll phrase it like this, right? Why hasn't like because clearly the witch cult attacked Otto, right? Because of the swords and whatnot, or the same swords that killed the kids in the village in the previous episodes. So my question following this line of like questioning is essentially like, what held them off? Is it because Subaru encountered the whale and now the whale encountered them, type of thing? And if so, like, or like, because if it's a mob beast, it's probably attracted to his like lingering scent, right? And if that's the case, did it like go for their scent as well since it was nearby or because there's more of them? What happened? Are they still in the area? I don't know. Oh, he's doing it, doing it? Oh, shit. Okay. Right. What is her role in all of this? Why is she so casual about it? Oh, damn. So same, my heart is like broken, sad. It's like a lot of the reason why I'm not making a lot of calls, and I'll probably like at the end add significantly more. But only like the major reason why I'm not adding a lot right now is just because it's very impactful. It's one of those moments where you're just like silent because of the content that's in it, right? With her specifically, something that comes to mind is like, your wishes, your desires, and all of that. But like, if I was in that situation, or like if any like just naturally thinking, right? It's like, okay, so you're like implying all of this, and granted, like now the point of frustration and the point of like hopelessness, I guess, would start like really nailing in deep for Subaru, right? Because now he can't open up about it. Now he knows for sure he can't open up about it without there being severe repercussions. Um, and Betty's on the side just being like, I won't grant any of your wishes, and like you can tell that I don't know. I don't know. It looks like she's expecting something else. Like, what are your wishes? Like, if come with me, let's protect something else. Let's go. Let's move. Let's something. Because this is rough. I thought that like the previous episode where they introduced the Archbishop was rough. No, this is rough. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's insane. No. Oh no, Puck is pissed. That squeal. Oh no. All right, so let's talk about it, right? Actually, does it even go on? Sorry, guys, I have to check. Okay, I think it's just like ending, ending. Want to make sure. All right, we're good. Here, I'll do this. So, oh, it's still on there. Wow, that's actually significant. Give me 1 second. Here, I'll just bring it back to the title screen here, if possible. There we go. Yeah, so that's quite a lot to take in. So let's break that down a little bit. So something that was brand new or like introduced to this series is essentially the whole idea of not just altering recollections or memories about a certain individual, but quite literally just erasing them out of the like. I'm pretty sure that they still probably exist because Subaru remembers them, but for everyone else, like they don't, right? I'm not sure if you guys have read that book, The Invisible Man, right? Or any books where like people aren't seen, heard, or whatever, right? So it's another form of oppression. And I have to say, this is actually really like something I've noticed throughout like the entirety of the series from this author, right? Is he tends to use a lot of like psychology of the oppressed, right? And he puts a lot of the torture scenarios from this, right? Because like we've gone through emotional torture, we've gone through physical torture, we've gone through like torture through attachments, we've gone through different forms of torture. Now torture of being forgotten or forgetting, like everyone forgetting a loved one, right? Or being a nobody in this situation. How much of an impact would that have on you and your motivation going forward if you remember someone but everyone else around you doesn't, right? Now a huge motivational or huge factor there that like I think is key is sort of like one, as much as I made fun of it, and as I pointed out probably earlier, the moon, right? The moon seems to play such a big impact and a big role in ReZero in general that like just ignoring it would not be uh would not be beneficial, would not be whatever, right? Because like I joked around, I was like, oh, like like the moon's a red flag, and it turns out like when Rem attacked, or like because of the curse, Elsa, now the whale and all of that, there's always a full moon. I don't know what that means. I don't know why the author has decided that there has to be a full moon every single time that an incident happens, but it's happened. And in case you guys are like, oh, well, it's, probably just like an out there scenario. The first time I called it out, it was as a joke, and then it keeps happening. So I wonder what the relation of the moon to the world at large really is. So there's just a couple of big scenarios that pop out. And like, with that being said, I think it's adorable. And like, this is again, when we talk about attachment, just attachment in general, right? Um, let's look at the way that Rem and Subaru actually interact with one another, right? She really cares about him. It's obvious to see, right? Is it a healthy attachment? That I don't know, right? And she probably misplaced the attachment that she had for her sister onto Subaru because she feels as though it's that savior complex. When we put someone up on a pedestal, that pedestal will never last long because pedestals tend to like no god or person or ideologue or whatever that you put on a pedestal will ever be perfect. So that's where it comes from. And it's like, I wonder how long it's going to take for that pedestal to fall, for him to fall from that grace, or if she's just going to keep on building him up. Because I think at this moment in time, especially where he is, he needs a confidant. He desperately needs a confidant. He needs someone that can at least like be a wall, sort of be that therapist, be that wall where he can just vent his frustrations to everything, get a clear head before he can move on. Because at the moment, like when he acts on emotional, like just strict emotions, it seems to just get him into trouble every single time. But when he actually like thinks about a little plan, like maybe reaching out to other individuals, like like a friend, like Ram or Rem or the kids or the villagers, and starts moving around in that way, the plan starts to come together. So that's where I'm wondering, like, and it would probably, like, being realistic with you, it would probably take the average person a lot longer to like bring themselves back into like a normal state or what I would call like base state before they can go ahead and like start thinking about like where can we go? Because you have to remember you're feeling pain, you're dying a lot, right? And like heck, I cry out of like a small injection. Now imagine getting your arm torn off and like eaten by dogs and all of these things, right? Or being munched on, whatever the dogs at the thing did, right? And then like just dying overnight, being frozen, getting killed by the cult, so on and so forth, right? Like, that just sucks. That just straight up sucks. So it would take a longer period of time. My whole thing with this is like the assessment issue, right? It's like, if we're going to go ahead and break this down into like three separate chunks or a character study, right? So, and this is going to be a long episode, which is fine. Let's take Otto, for example, right? It actually surprised me that he pushed Subaru out. I guess like fight or flight really came in, but like in my perspective, I thought that they would at least be good friends. It seemed as though he carries that like how would you put it? like his ambitions are different, but he's a good-natured individual, right? And when I saw him push, or like when he actually pushed the Subaru out, it threw me through a loop. I was like, what is going on? Like, whoa. Like, but fight or flight makes people do weird stuff. Rem is being a self-sacrifice and martyr and everything. And then not being able to fully express yourself to Amelia, that just creates all this tension. And I'm still processing it. Like, I had to actually stand up with the like, "Who's Ram? Where's Ram?" Whatever. Like, I stood up and I walked out, cooled off for like 10 or 20 minutes, and then came back. I was like, "I'm done. I'm good. Thank you." But anyway, all right. So I guess this wraps it up for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed some of my thoughts. Leave your like, disprove, not disprove, but like, whatever you guys feel, question, think, leave it down in the comments below. Join our Discord. It's always fun. We always talk about random stuff. Show off your ReZero collection, please. I love seeing different like stuff. If you have light novels or whatnot, that would be wonderful. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Have a great night. Bye bye.